people that come from a long line of teaching, and they knew when they were 4 years old, they were going to be a teacher, and that was it. And so that career really chose them. And then there's some people that are like, I'm not sure. I kind of like this, but I like that too. I'll try this. And they may go through their undergrad and they love it, absolutely love it. And they know it is absolutely the best place for them. Or they might go through their undergrad saying, I really like this, but it's not quite the perfect fit. Whichever one you are, the graduate programs still have something to offer you. So if you're someone who is in a field that they absolutely, absolutely love now, it's a great way to pursue your passion. You truly become an expert in your field when you become a graduate student. You are one of the 8% of the US population that holds a master's degree. And if you go on for a doctoral degree, that's 3% of the population. And if you are from a minority family, you can have those. So 4% and about 1.5%. So it's really incredible that you're even here tonight thinking about pursuing a graduate program. I also want you to keep something in mind as we kind of have our conversation is, where do you want to be in 10 years? Do you know? Some of us do. Some of us have absolutely no idea. I will tell you, I had absolutely no idea when I was going through my undergraduate program. I was in a different position at that time in my life, and all I knew is I needed to get a job and start paying my undergraduate bills for my education. I came from a family where my parents did not graduate high school. I am first generation, and graduate school just seemed so very far off. Just nothing I would even consider. And now I'm the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. And I think sometimes life has a way of opening doors. The more you learn and the more you network, the more you grow and determine what's important to you. What is important to me that I have learned over the years, and my background is teaching, is to help others to attain their goals. Think about what your goals are. What are things that are important to you? And then how do we get there from where you are right now? Okay, I see that nobody entered the chat. So I'm going to ask you to let me know if you're an undergrad or grad student, if you want, because I really like to know where you're at. I also want to talk to you about some of the concerns that people have when they're trying to balance graduate school. They think that is way too much money. There's no way I can afford that. And I don't even know where to begin with that. Oh, thank you, Victoria. I understand completely. As a student that relied on financial aid for my undergrad, I thought, oh, there's no way that I'm going to be able to afford graduate school. There's different options, though, at the graduate level than there are at the undergrad level. First of all, you can still get financial aid as a graduate student. There's also scholarships. Because we have less graduate students than undergrad students, your chances of getting a competitive scholarship have increased. We also offer assistantships in teaching, in research, or what we call administrative, where you maybe work helping in the library or helping in grad studies or in an office situation. So there's other avenues for financial support here on campus, but also as a graduate student, you can take 1 or 2 classes a semester. Depending on what program you're looking at, most are designed for 2 classes per semester. So a lot of our students work full-time. So that's a great way for you to get professional experience while honing your skills and still not having to take out loans, if that's a possibility for you. So I don't want you to think that it is out of your reach financially, because most of us do think that. But master programs are, they're usually about 2 to 3 years, and depending on your program, they can be 30 semester credit hours to 60 semester credit hours. So that's about 10 to 20 courses. And the 60 semester credit hours, I believe, is in counseling. That is the greatest amount, and that's because they have accreditation. So the cost of a master's degree starts at about $12,000. So it's, if you think of it throughout each semester with financial aid, with loans, with scholarships, it seems a little bit more doable, especially if you're working either on campus or off campus. What's a nice thing with a graduate education is we call it the pendulum effect, where more education you have, your salary or your income increases and the rate of unemployment decreases. And so it always is going to make you more marketable. It's something that you can really think about as you consider, is this really worth it to me? Yes. And we know that, and that's nationwide. And so you're going to do pretty well in the long run and in the short run with your degree. Oh, good. Okay, we have someone else also thinking about masters. If you'd like, you are welcome to share with me. And it looks like you're all looking at a master's degree. You are welcome to share with me what master program you're looking at, and I'll be happy to give you more information, or if you have questions about a particular master's program. Most of our master programs, you can apply and enter year-round. It means we have a January start, we have a summer start, and we have a fall start typically. And our deadlines are posted, but some of our programs have rolling admissions, which means you can really apply at any time for several of our programs and still be considered for that next semester. Oh, okay. So Jennifer, you're thinking of the professional counseling program, which is, okay, now we have one in IDET. So we have two so far in the College of Education. Counseling, I believe, has a hard deadline. However, you can get in and then take classes and then bring them into the next semester. And I think you do have time for the spring if you're thinking of that. And they run in a cohort, which is really, really neat because classmates get to know each other exceptionally well. They are one of the top counseling programs in the nation, and they are CACREP accredited, and they have national faculty who are exceptionally well known, including our own Associate Dean, Dr. Marbarine Oliver, who is just amazing, and she is a full professor in that department. So if you want to talk about counseling, I have exactly the person that I can link you up with. IDET is an exciting program, and for those of you who do not know that, it is Instructional Design and Educational Technology. It's run by Dr. Sue Elwood and Dr. David Squires. And it is not just for the school age, but it can also be for colleges and business and organizations alike. And what it does is it takes learning and how do we convey learning in a virtual environment. And so they've done a lot of work with different types of museums and libraries with virtual learning, so and virtual displays. That's very exciting, and that one you can do in a year, and it is also offered fully online. Okay, College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the FNP program. FNP program, very, very strong. Excellent program. I think you may only have a fall start, but I would have to double check that one. And that's also, it's a good sized program. Your mentors and the people that run that program, Dr. Bunny Forgione is the interim dean right now, and Dr. Sarah Baldwin. Uh, Excellent relationship with our local hospitals. They have been very COVID active right now, and they have actually been increasing in numbers because of the popularity of that program. So thank you for sharing those with me. And anyone else, you are more than welcome to pop in. But those are exciting programs because as you heard me talking, a lot of these have very rigorous accreditation standards that they must meet. And tied to that are the coursework, and tied to that can be scholarship funding. So those are some of the things that you might want to keep in mind. And as we just talked about when programs start, not all have the rolling admissions, but most do. But it is something that if you are thinking, I'm graduating in December, and I don't know if anybody here is graduating in December or not, and you are welcome to let us know, you might want to see when your deadline is, because some programs may have a November 1 deadline for application. And even though you have not yet graduated, you can still apply to the program and be admitted upon graduation. So these are some considerations that you might want to think of. Oh, I'm reading the text box, and that's Sophia, who's here to help me with that too. So there's a lot of things to really consider. And I'm glad that someone talked about the FNP program, because there are different masters in nursing that may share the same core courses, but then alter slightly to offer that expertise areas. Counseling does the same one. We have professional counseling and we have professional school counseling. And then we have different tracks such as addiction counseling and different certificates. So there are ways that you can enhance a master's by adding on a certificate or a tract within a master's program. So even though you think, gosh, I want to go into teaching or into counseling, look in our catalog and see some of the programs that we offer and some of the options or possibilities. If you haven't already and you are considering maybe a January start, you're also going to want to talk to someone in that program. Start with the faculty advisor or coordinator or a graduate advisor if you don't know who to talk to, and they will give you some information, and then they will connect you with a faculty member. I'm also happy to make the connection with you with a faculty member if you let me know the program that you are interested in and that you would like a connection. I am happy to do that for you so that you can talk to that faculty member, get an idea, and get some really good questions answered about that program. One thing is that our graduate programs, they're a nice size, so your instructors are going to know you exceptionally well. Sophia is nodding because she is a graduate student. Exceptionally well. We know our students. And I was a professor in structure here for a long time, and I knew everything about my students because my job was to support them. And if they were struggling, I needed to know how to help them. And you're going to find that with your instructors here. And so I see Caleb's undergrad, and you're thinking of the marine biology or our MARB program. And Dr. Benjamin Walter is fantastic. Dr. Jenny Pollock is also amazing. It's a very good program. They are kind of separating from the collaborative program so they can put their resources all in their marine biology here at TAM UCC. But what a great place to offer marine biology on the Gulf of Mexico. So you are already at a huge advantage looking at going into marine biology. Marine biology program also offers several scholarships and graduate assistantships that they use for research, if that is more your focus, or teaching. So the programs all differ in what they offer, and that's why it's always good to get a connection with a faculty member who can help you and explain some of the details about the program. Also, if you want to talk to a student in that program, that faculty member will be happy to link you with a student, because sometimes that's where you get a bit of a clearer picture, and that student can really tell you, oh my goodness, this course is going to take a lot of your time, or you know what, this instructor is terrific, go with this person. So you want to really think things carefully. And I always tell people, when you're thinking of a graduate program or you're entering one, it is what you put in is truly what you get out. Unlike an undergrad program, and I think undergrad programs really, I can't say enough how strong of a foundation undergraduate programs provide. They really are the strength and the foundation of a house of learning. And without that strong foundation, it's hard to conceptualize going up. But the graduate program is a place to really hone those skills and really become that expert in that field and throw yourself into your passion. So whether or not you are in an area right now that you absolutely love and you just want to continue your expertise in that area, or whether you're in an area now that you kind of love, but it might not be the absolute best fit, because sometimes those absolute best fit programs are only at a graduate level, such as counseling. Counseling is not at an undergrad level. And so, because they want you to have that foundation prior to going in. So to get a really good idea, as we said, you need to talk to people, but it's also what you put into it. And I always use the number 1440, and it's something we all have. We all have 1,440 minutes in each and every day. And it is how we spend that time that really matters. And what I will tell you is, I have never heard anyone come out of a graduate program who says, wow, that was a waste of time and money. Because that's not what you hear. You hear that it was life-changing, or that it opened doors for them or their families. Or we have a lot of first-generation graduate students. What an honor to help those students get that graduate degree. And then who knows, we might be talking to you about a doctoral degree before you know it. Sometimes you get in there and you say, hey, you know what, I can do this. Of course you can do this. If you are successful at your undergraduate degree and you are willing to put your time and effort into it, you're going to have faculty and resources that are going to help you with it. And so what I would say is, this is a perfect time to do it. And I always, it really is a toss-up for me when people say, should I go and work first and then come back for it, or should I go straight through? And that is such a hard question, and it is one only you can answer, because I think for some people, taking time off, getting some different life experiences, and then coming back may be helpful. But I think for some people, once you're in it and everything's fresh, to keep moving forward is also a great track. So it depends on you. What I will say is, graduate school takes time, even if you do 1 or 2 classes a semester. So that can impact your family, your partner, if you have children, possibly your job. So there's a lot of things to consider. People do it every day, but you need to realize it's a balance. It is an absolute balance. How do I make it work? And luckily, we offer workshops on just that. How do we balance it all out? How do we make time? How do we deal with stress? Because grad school, what they say is true. It's not easy. If it was, everyone would do it. But it is very attainable and it is very doable if it is something you want and you're willing to work for it. What are some questions that you all have of me? Because I can keep talking at you all night about this. So I will take a breath and you all ask me something. Don't be shy. I can't see your faces. It's only the chat room. I'm good, Victoria. I'm glad. And again, if any of you have questions, I'm more than happy to meet with you all one-on-one or in small groups, or you can email me. And if you would like to connect with a faculty member in a department, let me know and I will make that connection for you. I do want to tell you, I will answer Jennifer's question first. Specific experiences to be accepted into the counseling program. Not to be accepted into the counseling program, but for school counseling, I believe you need 2 years of teaching experience first. So many of our students will go and they will teach, and then they will go into the professional school counseling. If you're thinking of the professional counseling and not the school counseling specifically, then no, you do not need any additional background experience. We do have some pretty amazing resources on campus, and some of you may already know that, but I do want to point out, and I'll talk about GROW after, but I do want to point out that we have CASA, which you may already know, and CASA also works with graduate students. So if you need help in statistics, they are the people to help you. We are also doing a virtual writing room in which we help students writing their thesis, dissertations, or professional papers, because writing at the graduate level may be a little different than what you're used to. And so we offer that, and these are all free of charge. And writing consultants will also meet individually with graduate students to give one-on-one support for their writing. And that can be in person or virtually. I see that Morgan has a question. You are in environmental science fields, but not sure what program you want. It's really common. You know that you really, you love science, you love this idea, but you're not exactly sure where your niche is. And that's what I was mentioning earlier, Morgan, that might be the reason to go to graduate school, is to kind of hone that niche, that area of expertise for you. So the two things that I would suggest you could do is, one, you could go to our career counseling center, and they do a really nice job. But two, I would suggest you talk to a faculty member. Environmental sciences, Dr. Margulet, I believe, Dr. McCullough, are both in environmental science, I believe. Talk to them and say, this is what I want to do in this area. And they can really probably help pinpoint or point you in the right direction of a field that you may want to explore more. I think that is so so common that we know we're close, but we're not quite there, but we just don't know what options are even available. That's why our faculty are an amazing resource, but we need to know that it's okay to go and ask them. And that's why I'm happy to make those connections for you. But it is hard. It is hard. As an undergrad, all of a sudden you're, 18 or whatever age you may be, you go into school, you may or may not know what you want to do for the rest of your life. So you pick a general field and it may be the perfect fit for you, or it might be kind of the perfect fit for you, but not quite there, or it may not be a fit at all. We may need to make some changes. But what I will say is, no matter what program you get an undergraduate degree in, that undergraduate degree is going to work for you. It is going to give you more skills than you can even imagine, and you will be very thankful for that in graduate school, because it really lays that foundation for critical thinking and problem solving and looking at the world through a larger lens. And for me, I will be honest with you, my biggest I think accomplishment when I graduated with my doctorate was really having a broader lens, looking at the world differently, not just saying my perspective or my perception, but really trying to look at all angles and doing that 360 scan and that 360 view and trying to take all this amazing information and make sense of it. And I think that I started learning this as an undergraduate student and just kept honing it as I move on. And I think that's the power of education. I think that is what it does. We know it opens doors. We know it increases income. It decreases rates of unemployment. But it helps us professionally, and I also think personally, to have that global, larger perspective that we may not have had prior to entering a institution of higher education. What other questions do you have for me? I bet you probably all could tell that my background has been teaching, can't you? I've been teaching for many, many years.
You have one from Caleb.
Yes. So, Caleb, you are looking at the sciences, correct? Thank you. Every faculty member, typically, especially in the sciences, should have a web page that tells you their areas of research and expertise, especially for our sciences. Many of our students will choose a faculty member who they want have similar research interests, who they want to study under. One thing that we do have that is very nice is we share expertise with Texas A&M University in College Station and Galveston, so that if there is a researcher at one of those institutions, you can ask to be involved in their research as well and take courses with them. But your degree is here through MARB. So yes, I think every university faculty member will have on their the college website their research areas, as well as you can pull up, we call them curriculum vitas, which is their, or CVs, which is a resume, and it talks about their body of work and their publications and presentations on national and international levels. So that's also a good way to see where your program faculty have been putting their research time. Also, our sciences offer labs and specialized labs in which they are often looking for research assistants to help with their research projects. Good question. Gabby is in biomedical sciences and interested in biology. A lot of this will hold true for you as well, Gabby. Our biology folks are very much into their laboratory research and are usually looking for lab assistants and graduate assistants. So that might be an option for you to go into as well. And you can look at body of work from the biology faculty too to see who may have similar interests to your field that you might want to explore a bit more. Thanks. I'm just scrolling up to see if there's anyone I hadn't heard from in the chat. I want to talk to you a minute about GROW. And GROW is our Graduate Resource Opportunity Workspace. And you may have seen it. It's in the library. It's on the second floor, 220. And it is only for graduate students. And you can only get into it by swipe access. So if you are a graduate student and you swipe in, then you can enter the suite. And what our GROW suite has is it has several computers. We offer free printing for graduate students. Graduate students can work there quietly and write their papers or do their research there. We usually, although not right now, but we usually offer snacks and coffee. And we also hold events through GROW. It's a great way to get to know other graduate students across campus and also get connected with other faculty members. We hold monthly events on everything from professional writing to forming thesis and research questions, professional poster presentations, and anxiety and public speaking, and health and wellness. And we try to offer one or two events a month. And Sophia oversees GROW, and she helps with that. And as students get closer to their thesis and dissertations, we do quite a bit with students, but anyone can actually, any graduate student can go to any of these free workshops. Can you still have a chance to go to graduate school with a GPA under 3.0? It depends on the program. Typically, 3.0 is the base level. Some programs will accept conditionally under. So they may say, we'll take someone at a 2.75, and it's program specific. But then you will be accepted in the program conditionally, and you'll have a semester to bring your grade up to a 3.0. Does that answer your question? I am so glad you asked, Jennifer, about scholarships because we want to give you money. Oh, good. So on our College of Graduate Studies webpage, I hope you all looked at it. We take great pride in it. There is a tab that says in bold letters, funding, because we know that funding is always a question. And if you click on that, you will see the scholarship information, the deadlines for the scholarship information. Thank you, Sophia. What you need to do for the scholarships. What I will say to you right off the bat is apply, 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 and apply every single semester. Every semester. Just because you apply once in the fall does not mean it carries to the spring or the summer. The more you apply, the better your chances are to get a scholarship. Also under funding is where you'll see our research assistantships and how to go about even knowing if you can get one and how to get one and which programs offer them. So if you are thinking of entering a graduate program in the spring and you are interested in a graduate assistantship, now is not a bad time to talk to faculty about an assistantship. Is there anyone here who is thinking of starting a grad program in the spring? I don't see any yeses and I don't see any nos. So maybe that's undecided. If you are thinking of spring and you're thinking you want to do a graduate assistantship, by the way, those are about 20 hours. So that's half time. Talk to faculty about that now, because it really isn't too early, because other people will be doing that. And once you get it in and your faculty know you, right now they may not know you, especially if you're going into a field that you've not been in before. Go and introduce yourself and tell them what your interest is. It cannot hurt. And once you get into that program, as I said, they are going to get to know you well, and you are going to get to know them well too. So we're very friendly faculty. People are here for the students. So make sure you ask them and you inquire on that. Also, I think on that page might be financial aid or a little blurb about do not forget to apply for financial aid. You would not believe how many graduate students don't think they're eligible for financial aid, where that is not true. That is not true. And we do have financial aid where some of it is what we call free money. All that means it's not really free, but you don't have to pay it back like other types of financial aid. So it's not quite a loan. So that might be something to look at as well. So there are ways to fund this, but be excited about this. I mean, just the fact that you are here tonight, that's pretty amazing. And you're thinking about it and you're thinking about your future. Be excited. You've got your entire professional lives ahead of you. And I will tell you, looking back, 2 years of a graduate program, very, very worth it to me. We've got 15 minutes left. So give me some questions. All right, Kimberly, I'm thinking about going right into graduate school. How does the application process work? Okay, so we have on our website where you can apply. It goes to admissions, the admissions office. You will have to, although they will pull your transcripts, you will have to do the Apply Texas application and furnish whatever the program asks for. Different programs ask for different things. So some may ask for an essay, some may ask for a professional position statement, some may ask for a resume. Make sure you complete that application. Oh, look at Sophia, she is so good. Make sure you complete that application fully. You'll get an automated response from the Office of Admissions saying, thank you, we received your application, it is complete, or you'll get something saying, thank you, it is not complete, you need to furnish these components. Make sure you get everything in, and then what will happen is when your application is complete, the admissions office will send it to your program. So if your program's counseling or IDET or biology, they'll send it to that department, and those faculty members will review your admission materials. They'll make a decision, inform admissions, and you'll get a letter back. Good question. Victoria also asked, you bet. Victoria also asked if you need to take the GRE. So that has changed a little bit with COVID this past year, as you can probably imagine. Some programs are not requiring the GRE, some are. I do not believe we have any master level programs requiring the GRE, but I would have to check on that. If we do, they're in the sciences. Right now, the GRE, there is an option to take it at home. So you can take it at a testing site, or you could take it at home and just set up an appointment through ETS. And our testing office can assist you in setting up that appointment. A lot of people shy away from graduate school because they do not want to take the GRE. Don't do that. Take it. It is not the end all of your application. Although programs that require it may consider it, it is part of a bigger picture. We call it holistic admissions. Even if you do not do exceptionally well on it, you may still be accepted into a program. And I'm missing that. Oh, okay, that's from you, Sophia. So please do not let taking the GRE put you off of entering a program. There are amazing GRE study guides. Our testing office can assist you with those. If you want to test at the testing office, you certainly can. If you want to test at home, that's also an option. But again, it is a very small part of the overall application, and it should not be a stumbling block for anyone. So please, again, don't do that. And it looks like we will know which programs will offer it. Again, I don't know if any of our masters, I know our doctoral programs do, but I'm not sure about any of our master level programs requiring the GRE. So we'll have to look at that. Other questions? So is everyone getting ready to get their graduation packet done and submitted this weekend? I'm looking at the chat. I'm waiting for yeses. It's very quiet. I hope you will consider it. And even if it's not this weekend, that's okay. You've got a little bit of time. But really think about it, because just the fact you're here tells me that graduate school is probably going to be in your future and should be. And you can be part of that 8% of the US population with a master's degree. And I think that's pretty special. And if you do decide to go, Sophia and I will be here to help you. So the College of Graduate Studies, we are your support college. We will work alongside your academic college, like education and business and nursing and science and engineering and liberal arts, to help you be successful in your program. No other questions for me, group? Okay. Well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed talking with you all. And again, my offer still holds. You are more than welcome to come see me, send me an email, or ask me to connect you with a faculty member. Just remind me which program you are in, and I will be happy to do that.
Thank you so much, Dr. McCaleb. You provided some really great information, and I know that it seems a little daunting, but like she said, we're here to assist you in every step of the process. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. Like I said, I know virtual learning makes us more tired sometimes than I think in-person learning does. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with us for a little bit. Just a couple of things before we end the session. I'm going to send everybody an email with an eval form. Like I said at the beginning, if you could just take a minute or two to fill it out, let us know how you enjoyed the session. If there's anything that we could do to improve our workshops, we'd really appreciate that feedback. Also, for all of you being here today, everyone is going to get a t-shirt. And just so you know, no one else has these t-shirts. We literally got them delivered today. So these are going to be pretty special. In the email, I'll send some information about getting your shirt size and letting you know where you can pick that up at. And then also, I'm going to include Robert Benavidez's information in this email. He's our graduate admissions counselor here at the university. So he can also help you with the application process and probably get you in touch with faculty members on campus. But thank you so much for being with us tonight. I did record the session, so if you wanted to go back and listen to anything, I'll have it recorded and up on the website. But I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much, Dr. McCaleb, for your time. And everybody enjoy the rest of your semester, and I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving.